All right, so this one is funny to me. This one is funny to me because I used to say the same thing. So a lot of people say that abs are genetic. A lot of people are like, listen, being able to see your abs is genetic. Now, the shape of your abs are going to be genetic, of course. How thick your abs are, that can also be genetic. But whether or not you see your abs is just a matter of not only years of strength training and years of doing compound movements, but also your body fat percentage, right? Because if you've done more than, honestly, if you've done more than 1 to 2 years of strength training and your body fat percentage is below 13% for guys, you're gonna be able to see your abs, all right? So I hate when a lot of people are like, well, abs are genetic, and you're looking at them and they're 40% body fat, they eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast, and they're playing Roblox and whacking their shit all day, right? So this is one of the poorest excuses, and this is one of those self-limiting beliefs that a lot of people have, right? Because they're like, oh my God, I want abs as part of my goal. Instead of chasing that goal, being inspired by others, they put a barrier in front of themselves for entry and say, hey, abs are genetic, so I might as well not even try, right? This is like that black pill, hopeless mindset that I see a lot of Generation Z have when it comes to everything. They're just like, well, it's genetic, so I can't reach it. And it's like, no, it's not genetic. It just takes consistency. It takes delaying gratification. Something that a lot of people with these TikTok brains, brain rot have, right? I know there's a lot of fast TikToks, a lot of people hopping on steroids, this and that, but you can get a decent physique by, being consistent in the gym, eating healthy. Like me, I can have a way better physique if I was like super dialed in, right? I'm pretty consistent with what I do. I'm very consistent with it, but if I wanted to get like an even leaner physique, I could dial in really, seriously. And I have buddies who are like, yeah, they're pretty dialed in and they have great physiques, better physiques than me, but even they aren't like 100% dialed in. So for you to say that you can't, get abs because they're genetic, that just means you're not even trying at all. Like, you're not trying at all. Because when you get into the gym and you start feeling better, when you start eating better and start feeling better and seeing a little bit of progress, that's the only hope you need to be like, oh shit, I lost 2 inches off my waist in a month and I barely was consistent. So that means if I'm consistent, I can lose more. You haven't tried. That's why you're not getting to your goals, all right? A lot of you guys are like, oh, he's on steroids. Oh, he has abs because they're genetic. Oh, he has African genes and shit like that. And when I was skinny as hell and I had bad genetics, they used to roast me and say, oh my God, you have bad genetics. Then when I got kind of fat, they're like, oh, you're just fat. You just have bad genetics. It's not genetics, guys. It's consistency. It's what you do on a daily basis. Your body's going to be a representation of what you do 95% of the time. So if you're eating like shit 95% of the time, you're being inactive 95% of the time, guess what your body's going to look like? Someone who's eating like shit and being inactive 95% of the time. That's what your body's going to look like. Your body doesn't just look completely different from what you're doing. Just like you can't have a positive action and negative thoughts. Just like you can't have negative actions and positive thoughts. It just doesn't work that way, guys. But a lot of you guys think in that negative mindset. You put a barrier to entry for yourself by saying, oh my God, abs are genetic, I can't get abs. And listen, the people who tell me abs are genetic or ask me if abs are genetic, every time I have a conversation with them, guess what? They don't even know how many fucking calories they're eating. So how the hell you expect to get results you don't know the calories you're eating? They haven't been to the gym in 3 months. Some of them don't even have gym memberships. Some of them haven't been to the gym in a year. So you haven't been to the gym in a year. You sit down all day. You don't eat home cooked meals. You don't know how much you're eating. You eat a lot of fast food and candy, but you expect abs. That's a level of entitlement that I've never seen in my fucking life, guys. Even when the chicks go on these podcasts and they say they want a man who's 6'10", who makes $6 million, they're still more realistic than you guys wanting abs when you don't even have a gym membership. You eat Pop-Tarts and you don't know how many calories you're eating a day. All right, that's the most unrealistic shit I've ever heard in my life. If you are not dialed in, do not expect results. Stop expecting results of the top 5% when your behaviors are like the 90%. Right? Your behaviors are exactly like everybody else's. You're very sedentary. You don't know what you're eating on a daily basis. You're not hitting your protein goal on a daily basis. You literally have no idea how many calories you're eating. If it's the weekend, you just drank beer. You have no structure at all and you expect results. It's crazy. Like, get the fuck out of here, all right? So if you want abs, guys, they're not genetic. You just have to be a certain body fat percentage and you have to be doing compound movement strength training. And over time, you'll see your abs. It's very simple. I used to think the same thing. I used to think they're genetic. And that used to block my mindset from receiving the knowledge from others, right? Instead of asking the people who had abs, like, how did you get abs? I did ask them that, but instead of receiving what they said, I would just already be like, oh, it's probably genetic. I used to ask people who had abs how to get abs. They used to give me the formula, but since I was already thinking negatively, like, oh, it's genetic, I totally ignored their formula because I didn't believe it, right? They were like, yeah, just strength training and clean up your nutrition. And I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just genetic. And then funny thing is, now I'm on the other side of that. Now I'm telling people like, hey, it's not genetic. You need to strength train and make sure you eat healthy. And they're looking at me like, oh, it's probably genetic, because they're in that instant gratification, you know, short-term mindset. And it's very easy to get wrapped into that mindset when you're super young. You're like, what should I do? What should I do? Because you just want those results fast. But in reality, guys, anything worth having takes time. Anything fast does not last. I'm out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Link in the bio for the Discord.